A visitor once entered a small Japanese home and noticed something strange. The house was not large. The furniture was not expensive. There was no grand decoration near the door. But the moment he stepped inside, his breathing became slower. He asked the owner, "Why does your home feel peaceful before I have even seen the rooms?" The owner smiled and pointed toward the entrance. "There," she said, "peace is either allowed to enter or it is stopped." Most people believe the front door is only a way in and out, but it is much more than that. It is the first place your eyes meet when you come home tired. It is the last place you see before facing the world. It quietly tells your mind whether you are entering rest or entering another problem. In Japan, the entrance is often treated as a clear line between the outside world and the private home. This space is called the Genkan. Outdoor shoes are removed there, and footwear is usually placed neatly or stored in a shoe cabinet. It is not only about dirt. It creates a small pause between public life and personal life. But here is the deeper lesson. A calm home does not begin in the living room. It does not begin with an expensive sofa. It does not begin with perfect walls. It begins with what you refuse to let gather at the door. Today we will look at 7 things calm Japanese-inspired homes avoid placing near the front entrance. These are not strict rules followed by every family in Japan. They are simple lessons inspired by the Genkan, small space living, and the Japanese love of order and simplicity. You do not need a Japanese house. You do not need a large entrance. You do not need to buy anything new. You only need to see your doorway with new eyes. And stay until the 7th lesson, because the final thing near your door may not look like clutter at all, yet it can quietly make your whole home feel heavier. Thing 1, a crowd of shoes. The first thing calm Japanese homes avoid is a large crowd of shoes spread across the entrance. 1 pair becomes 3. 3 pairs become 7. Soon, the floor looks like a station after a busy day. Every shoe may have a reason to be there. These are for work. Those are for walking. That pair belongs to a child. This pair may be worn tomorrow, but when every pair is allowed to stay, the entrance loses its job. The doorway is meant to help you arrive. It should not force you to step around yesterday. In many Japanese homes, shoes are removed in the Genkan, but that does not mean every shoe remains visible. The pairs needed now may stay neatly turned toward the door. The rest go into a cabinet or another storage space. The floor is allowed to breathe. This creates a quiet message. Outside life ends here. Home begins here. A crowded entrance sends the opposite message. It says there is unfinished business everywhere. It says nothing has a proper place. It makes a small home feel smaller before you even enter it. Try this tonight. Stand outside your front door. Open it slowly. Do not enter as the owner of the home. Enter as a guest. What is the first thing your eyes meet? If it is a field of shoes, do not begin by buying a large organizer. Begin by reducing the number of choices. Keep only the pairs your family uses most often near the entrance. Clean them. Match them. Turn them in the same direction. Place the rest away. This is not about making your home look perfect for other people. It is about removing one small decision from your tired mind. Imagine returning after a difficult day. You open the door and see one clear path. Your feet know where to stop. Your shoes know where to go. Your body does not need to fight the room. That tiny order gives your mind a signal. You are home now. You can let go. The lesson is simple. Do not make your doorway carry every journey your family has taken. Let it hold only what today truly needs. Thing 2. Wet umbrellas leaning to the wall. The second thing calm Japanese homes avoid is a wet umbrella carelessly leaning near the door. This seems small. You return from the rain. You close the umbrella. You place it against the wall. You tell yourself you will move it later. But water falls onto the floor. The wall becomes marked. The umbrella slips. Someone steps around it. The entrance begins to smell damp. One careless object creates 5 small problems. The Japanese lesson is not that umbrellas are bad near the entrance. In fact, the entrance is a natural place for outdoor items. The lesson is that wet things need a clear stopping place. An umbrella should not be treated like a lost object. It should have a home. That home may be an umbrella stand, a tray, a hook, or a safe place outside where it can dry. The exact object does not matter. What matters is that rain does not travel deeper into the house. There is a beautiful idea inside this habit. Not everything that touches you outside must follow you inside. Rain belongs to the rain. Mud belongs near the ground. The stress of the street should not be carried into every room. When you enter the home, pause. Shake off the water safely. Close the umbrella. Place it where it can dry without touching the wall. Wipe any water that has reached the floor. This takes less than 1 minute, but that minute protects the next several hours. The same rule can be used for wet coats, muddy bags, children's rain shoes, and anything that has carried the weather home. Give wet things a temporary zone. Do not let them wander. A calm home is not a home where mess never happens. It is a home where mess is stopped early. This is why small Japanese-style systems can be so powerful. They do not depend on motivation. They depend on location. The umbrella goes here, the wet coat goes there. The towel is within reach. The floor is dried now, not later. When every repeated problem has a fixed answer, the house becomes easier to care for, and your mind becomes easier to calm. Thing 3, garbage bags, empty boxes, and things waiting to leave. The third thing calm homes avoid near the front door is a pile of things waiting to leave. A garbage bag, an empty delivery box, a broken item, a bag for donation, a parcel that must be returned. Old bottles waiting for recycling. These objects are not truly part of the home anymore, but they have not fully left. So they gather near the door. This creates a strange feeling. The entrance becomes a waiting room for unwanted things. Every time you pass, your mind receives a small reminder. Take that out. Return that box. Do not forget the bag. Deal with this later. You may not say these words aloud, but your brain hears them again and again. This is why visual clutter is tiring. An object does not need to make noise to interrupt you. A box can be silent and still ask a question. A bag can be still and still create pressure. The Japanese-inspired answer is not to hide every problem. It is to shorten the time between deciding and doing. When something must leave the house, give it a deadline. The garbage goes out at a fixed time. The return parcel is placed with the keys needed for the trip. Donation items are kept in one closed container, not in many loose bags. Empty boxes are flattened at once. Recycling is sorted in a proper area, not left to guard the entrance. There may be moments when an outgoing item must remain near the door for a few hours. That is normal, but it should look temporary. One neat container says, "This is leaving today." A growing pile says, "Nothing here is under control." The difference is not money. The difference is a decision. Try a simple rule. Nothing waits near the entrance without a date. If you cannot say when it will leave, it should not stay by the door. Move it to a proper storage area. Finish the task. Or decide that it is not important enough to keep. Your doorway should welcome life into the home. It should not become a museum of delayed decisions. Every time you remove one outgoing object, the entrance becomes lighter. And often you feel lighter too. Thing 4, bulky furniture that blocks the first step. The fourth thing calm Japanese-inspired homes avoid is large furniture that steals movement from the entrance. A wide table, a heavy chair, a deep cabinet, a decorative shelf that looks beautiful but makes every arrival difficult. Large homes can hide oversized furniture. Small homes cannot. Japanese homes and apartments often teach a powerful lesson because space is limited. Every object must earn the area it uses. Near the door, movement is more important than display. You need room to enter, room to remove shoes, room to carry groceries, room for a child to sit safely, room for a guest to pause, room to open the door without hitting anything. When furniture blocks these actions, the entrance may look decorated, but it does not feel peaceful. Beauty that creates daily struggle is expensive even when the item was cheap. Look at your entrance and ask one question. Does this object help the doorway do its job? A slim shoe cabinet may help. A small bench may help. A narrow tray for keys may help. A wall hook may help. But a piece that makes you turn sideways every day is not serving you. It is demanding service from you. This is where many people make a mistake. They decorate the entrance as if it were a picture. But a doorway is not a picture. It is a moving space. People enter with tired bodies. Children rush through it. Bags pass through it. Rain passes through it. Guests stand there while greetings are exchanged. The entrance must work before it performs. Traditional and modern Japanese entryways often use built-in or hidden storage so the walking area can remain clear. The purpose is not emptiness for its own sake. The purpose is easy movement and a calm first impression. You can copy this without rebuilding your home. Remove one bulky item. Replace floor storage with wall storage. Use a shallow cabinet instead of a deep one. Leave one side of the doorway completely open. Make sure the door can open fully. Create a clear path wide enough for the person carrying the largest daily load. Do not ask, can this furniture fit? Ask, can life move around it easily? A peaceful entrance is not the entrance with the most things. It is the entrance where nothing fights your body. Thing 5. Open piles of bags, coats, and daily objects. The fifth thing calm homes avoid is an open pile of daily objects. Handbags, school bags, work bags, shopping bags, coats, hats, scarves, dog leads, sports items, children's things. These objects are useful. The problem is not owning them. The problem is letting them land anywhere. The front door is where tired people stop thinking. We come home and drop what we are carrying. The bag falls onto a chair. The coat lands on a handle. The keys disappear under a letter. Tomorrow morning, everyone begins searching. Where is my bag? Who moved my keys? Where is the child's hat? Why is the door blocked? The stress that appears in the morning was often created the evening before. Japanese-style organization tries to make the correct action easier than the careless action. A hook is placed where the coat naturally comes off. A basket is placed where the child drops the school bag. A small tray receives keys. A shelf holds only the objects used every day. Less used items move deeper into the home. This is important. Storage should follow your body. Do not place the key bowl in a beautiful corner you never pass. Place it where your hand naturally reaches after opening the door. Do not place a coat hook so high that children cannot use it. Place it where the person wearing the coat can hang it without help. Do not fight your family's habits. Study them, then build a small system around what people already do. For 1 week, watch where objects land. That place is giving you information. If every bag falls onto the same chair, perhaps a hook or basket belongs there. If keys always reach the kitchen, perhaps the entrance is not the right place for them. A calm home is not created by forcing everyone to behave like machines. It is created by making good behavior simple. Limit the visible objects near the door. 1 bag per person. 1 coat per person. 1 small home for keys. 1 place for the item that must leave tomorrow. Everything else should be stored away. Open piles create open thoughts. Closed systems create quiet. Thing 6. Mail, receipts, and paper without a decision. The 6th thing calm Japanese-inspired homes avoid is paper with no clear purpose. Letters enter the home. Receipts enter the home. Menus enter the home. School notes enter the home. Delivery slips enter the home. Advertisements enter the home. They arrive through the door, so they stay near the door. At first it is 1 paper, then it becomes a thin pile. Then someone places keys on top. Then a receipt is pushed underneath. Then an important bill disappears inside something unimportant. Paper clutter is dangerous because every piece looks as if it may matter. So we keep all of it. But keeping everything does not protect important information. It hides it. A simple entrance needs a simple paper rule. When paper enters, it must choose one of 3 paths. Act, file, recycle. If action is needed, place it in 1 clear action tray. If it must be kept, move it to a proper file inside the home. If it is not needed, remove it immediately. Do not create a 4th path called I will think about this later. That is the path that fills the house. You can make this habit very small. Stand near the door for 60 seconds after collecting the mail. Open what matters. Remove empty envelopes. Photograph information you only need for a short time. Put the action item where you handle bills or tasks. Recycle the rest. The goal is not to become a perfect organizer. The goal is to stop paper before it becomes furniture. A pile of letters on a table changes the feeling of the entrance. It tells you there are tasks waiting. It makes the first view of home feel like an office. It brings outside demands into your place of rest. Remember the deeper purpose of the doorway. It is a border. Not everything offered to your home deserves permanent entry. Not every advertisement deserves your attention. Not every receipt deserves a drawer. Not every box deserves a second life. Not every paper deserves another decision tomorrow. A peaceful home is built by many gentle refusals. No, this does not need to stay. No, this does not need my energy. No, this will not become another pile. The hand that opens the letter should also finish the decision. Thing 7. Too many decorations that carry no meaning. The 7th thing is the most surprising. Calm Japanese-inspired homes avoid filling the entrance with too many decorations. A sign, a vase, a second vase, artificial flowers, frames, candles, small statues, seasonal objects, souvenirs, a clock, a bowl, another bowl, words on the wall, objects on every surface. Each item may be attractive alone. Together they can remove the quiet. The entrance is often the first place we try to decorate because we want guests to feel impressed. We want the home to look complete from the first second, but a powerful entrance does not need to explain the whole family at once. It needs space. Japanese design is often associated with simplicity, but simplicity does not mean a cold or empty home. A Genkan may hold a carefully chosen picture, flowers, or one seasonal object. The power comes from selection. One object can be noticed because 20 objects are not competing with it. This is the final lesson. Clutter is not only made of things we dislike, clutter can also be made of beautiful things we were afraid to remove. You may keep an object because it was a gift, because it was expensive, because it once matched your style, because an empty surface feels unfinished, because you believe every space must be filled. But emptiness is not always absence. Sometimes emptiness is what allows peace to be seen. Try this. Remove every decoration from the entrance. Clean the surface. Wipe the door. Clear the floor. Stand back. Then return only one or two objects. Choose something alive, useful, or meaningful. A small plant you can care for. A simple piece of art. A seasonal branch. A family object that brings warmth. A tray that serves a real purpose. Stop before the space looks complete. Leave room for light. Leave room for air. Leave room for the eye to rest. The best entrance does not shout, "Look at everything we own." It quietly says, "You are safe to enter." The simple 7-minute front door reset. Now let us turn all 7 lessons into one simple routine. You do not need a full day. You do not need new furniture. You do not need to copy a Japanese home exactly. Take 7 minutes. In the first minute, remove extra shoes. In the second minute, dry or place umbrellas and wet items correctly. In the third minute, take out garbage, boxes, returns, and anything waiting to leave. In the fourth minute, move one object that blocks the path. In the fifth minute, hang bags and coats in their proper places. In the sixth minute, decide the future of every paper. In the seventh minute, remove one decoration that the space no longer needs. Then close the door. Step outside. Wait for a moment. Open it again. Notice what has changed. The home may be the same size. The walls may be the same color. The floor may be old. The furniture may be simple, but the feeling will be different. You will not be entering a pile of unfinished choices. You will be entering a place that has made room for you. Outro. The front door is the smallest room in many homes, but it carries one of the largest responsibilities. It receives your family. It meets your guests. It catches the dirt of the outside world. It holds the pause between pressure and peace. That is why calm Japanese living begins with a boundary. Shoes do not travel everywhere. Wet things do not wander. Objects waiting to leave do not become permanent. Furniture does not steal movement. Bags do not land without a home. Paper does not remain without a decision. Beauty does not become noise. You do not need to reject your own culture or copy another country perfectly. Take only the wisdom that makes daily life cleaner, calmer, and easier. Tonight, do not begin with the whole house. Begin at the door. Remove what blocks you. Store what supports you. Let go of what has already finished its purpose. Because every time you open your front door, your home is saying something to your mind. Make sure it says, "The outside world can stop here. You are home now."